Hi students, am I audible? Someone can acknowledge me over the chat box if I'm audible to everybody here. All right, glad to hear that. We are waiting for students to join, so let's wait for 5 more minutes and we shall begin the class. Thank you so much. All right. So I hope maximum students have joined here today. So before I start my session, let me introduce myself. I will be your facilitator come trainer for this particular session, right? And I welcome you all in this beautiful evening, and thank you so much for spending your time to understand the importance of these classes. And I'm sure you are going to take the best out of here, right? And I have been into this training, into this industry for almost a decade, and I have helped all the youths, those who are aspiring to have their their desired job. So I have helped them in terms of their communications, their resume writing, their interview skills, and how to make your presence over LinkedIn, how to become confident, what kind of questions are being asked, how to address them, and how to be a perfect candidate for any job profile. So I hope it seems interesting to you. And yeah, the first rule of my class is that I do not believe in one way communication. I would be more than happy if I could have. Uh, yes, you would not be able to see the screen for now. I would tell you when I'm going to do that, right? And this journey will be fruitful only if you take the maximum sessions and you attend all the sessions. If you have any query, any doubt, I will be dropping out the email ID on which you will be coming here and dropping down all your doubts, so I can clarify, I can answer all those questions, correct? So that's how my introduction has been. So I would like to know from you guys, are you all freshers? Just in yes or no, and I would be really happy if my audience is really interactive. It's not, yeah, yes, great, great. All right. Thank you so much for the acknowledgement. So now I got to understand now the maximum students out here is fresher, right? Now, dear students, let's take this class a very healthy way today. I would like to make you understand that why are you taking these classes, right? Because some call it as personality development, some call it as communication classes, few will call it as PDP classes, but I would tell you this is what job placement readiness program. I would be very, very crisp, very, very much precise that I am only helping you to knock the door of the recruiter to whom you want to get it knocked, and you get the desired job that you want to. Despite the fact you are from the accounts, you are from IT, you are from computer science, networking, you are from cloud, or any part of this industry, but you get the job. That's what my aim is to when I begin the session, right? And I would hope and I really assume that all my students be with me throughout these months that we have designated, that we have decided for our students, so that they can take maximum of it, right? So the first class today is effective communication skills. Now, what do you understand from the term called effective communication skills? You have exactly 1 minute to think and answer. All right. Great. Wonderful. Wonderful. Okay. Mhm. So yes, you all are partially correct, right? So it's exactly the communication skills are when you are able to express your thoughts, your ideas, your data to the second person, and the listener, the receiver acknowledge the same request, and and give you the proper feedback. Now, why are we learning these effective communication skills? Because most of the presentation is not available, Ram, because I will share it shortly, because I want to talk to you first before I jump into the straight topic, right? So, how does it go about it? So, how this is a very first step of any learnings is communication, right? Communication is not about English, it's not about French, it's not about German, it's not about how good you speak Portuguese, right? It's all about how do you deliver your data to the receiver in an effective way. Because, and how many of you believe that unless I am good at English speaking, I would not be a good communicator? How many of you believe that? Anyone out here in my team? Is there anyone like this? Yes. You. Okay, Mohammed. Okay. Okay. Yes, myself. What if, what if today I tell you one thing, that English is important, but it is only a mode of communication, but not knowledge, my dear friends. It's one of the misguided information that has spread it all across the globe, that if you don't have good command on English, you will not be able to get the job. This is all I would say, all rumors, I would say, right? There are, I know, hundred of people, those who are at very designated place. It's not about their English is good, that's why they're there, because they have excellent knowledge. According to Ginny Romati, who is the CEO of IBM, she released one article stating the youth of India is educated but not skilled, is educated but not skilled. And this was a very strong information, strong, I would say, uh, very strong statement that she has passed, right? That we have all we are educated but we are not skilled. How we are not skilled? because we all have education, we all have master's degree, bachelor's degree. Maybe we are good at we I'm a graduate from maybe commerce, art, science, or whatsoever it is. But if I go deep down and dive into my technical knowledge, so I understand where I stand. Correct me if I'm wrong, any place, anywhere here. And what I dream to be is, I dream to be maybe I want a starting package of some 8 9 lakhs. Correct me if I'm wrong anywhere here, right? If I aspire to get the package of 8 to 9 lakhs in the beginning, right, I have to make myself, I have to groom myself accordingly, that even if I sit as a fresher, I am able to negotiate, I am able to bargain on my package. And this is only possible if I'm skilled, and where the communication plays a very important role, but not English. Yes, English is important, I would not deny the fact, because it is considered as a global language. In every part of the country, this is acknowledged, understood, and is taken as an official language to communicate. So yes, you should know it. But if anyone has this dilemma of, if I couldn't speak the fluent English, I wouldn't get the job, no, that's not possible. You will get the job on the basis of the skills that you pursue in it yourself. Correct? So yes, the communication plays a very very important role here. So now let's come back to the topic out here, that why are we learning these communication skills? Because the first interaction that you're going to face with the recruiter will be your introduction. Your introduction. And trust me, this word, please introduce yourself or tell me something about you, give you a mini heart attack. Correct me if I'm wrong. If somebody asks you, please introduce yourself, can you tell me something about you? It feels like somebody is not asking my introduction, but they're asking for my kidney. How can I give you? I have only two. Right. So if I give you my introduction, do you know that whether I would be alive next minute or not? Right? It happens or no? Quick yes. It happens, right? Yes, it does. So, my dear friends, this is the irony. This is what it happens, yeah, for everybody. And then how do we start? Okay, myself, so and so, I reside in this place, and I want to be a very successful person. I have one big brother, one small sister. I have my father. I have my sister. I have my mother. I have my sister-in-law, brother-in-law. He's like, okay, hold on. I just don't want to understand who all are there in your family. It's not your introduction. It's what you're giving your family introduction, right? We are not here to understand the family introduction out here. I want to know who you are. And he purposely do that, right? And that's when we get a mini heart attack over there. Oh no, what to do next? Now, the moment you start speaking, he understands your capability and your confidence level. Many of you, I am sure, maximum of you would be great with the knowledge, but what goes wrong is confidence for the right place or the right time. Because why does it happen, right? Why does it happen? Can you tell me what is the reason many of you don't feel really really confident about something? What's the reason? Okay, let's make it as a activity. Don't jump yourself. I'm giving you 30 to 40 seconds. Just let me know two reasons why does it happen. Okay. Lack of communication skills, nervousness. Again, tell me, ma'am. Fear, nervousness, not being confident. Okay. When we feel whether our statements would be wrong, lack of knowledge about the topic we are talking enough, fear. Okay. So maximum out here, people are talking about fear, anxiety, and nervousness. Now let's dig into it. Now let's today eliminate all these things from us today only, right? What do you think are the reasons for our body language? Yes, absolutely, it plays a very important role out here. Now, I want to understand one thing out here. What makes us nervous and what makes us fear? What gives us anxiety? What makes us nervous? Is lack of knowledge? Yes? Yes or no? Stage daring? Yes. Lack of confidence. And why does lack of confidence comes from? From where does it come from? Lack of knowledge in words, because of whether it's correct or not. Okay, overthinking, absolutely right. Yeah, less exposure. Okay, correct. Okay, lack of knowledge, different body languages, experiences, correct. Now I'll give you one example. I'll just give you one statement. Now all these reasons, all these deficiencies, all these fears, it comes when we underestimate ourselves and give importance and give, the better. And when we understand, when we give the importance to the second person higher than us, and we start demotivating ourselves the better way out, right? And I tell you, we are our own enemies, because in this whole world, the one who can underestimate us is only us, nobody else. Who told you when you were a child, right? Did somebody tell you that you have, okay, now you are born and your doctor told you, okay, you have a deficiency of confidence? Oh my god, in this whole life you will not be able to feel confident, because you have to be nervous, because you have this deficiency, right? Your mother has told you, oh my son or daughter, you will never flourish in your life because you have a serious disease of not feeling confident, and this will be there with you entire life. Did she tell you? Who kept nurturing around the world in your whole life that you are not capable of doing anything is you. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? If I am, please feel free to tell me, ma'am, yes, you are wrong. Right? So, first step of my sessions are, I want you all to feel confident and feel important. You all are important, because what you can do, nobody else can do it. Right? So you are the one who can create your destiny, and you are the one who can ruin it. It's just your decision. Nobody has the audacity, power, and I would say rights to refrain or just to bring your confidence or morale down. So whenever you are reaching in the recruiter's room, first thing keep in your mind is, you will be doing the best thing today. You know everything and you will be performing your best. But yes, there is a thin line out here, is to feel confident and to feel overconfident. Right? So yes, I would always recommend you to feel confident, but I will highly, highly not recommend you to feel overconfident. Right? Right? So this is first thing. And whenever you will go with this mindset, And yes, definitely your preparations, your skills, your knowledge is really important, right? If I ask you to speak something about, the Alia Bhatt, talk something about series that released last week, I am sure you all will, I think 30 minutes will be lesser for you, right? You will be like, ma'am, can we extend it for more 34, 40 minutes, right? Let me speak. And girls would get excited, Alia Bhatt, they will share the biography of Alia Bhatt, right? And if I ask them the series that released next, last week, you will give me the list of those, and you will tell me the character, when they, who are they, from where they are, how they started their journey, every possible information which even I would never hear, right? It's because of interest. You have interest into it. Similarly, when we create interest of anything, right, when we feel like, we have interest in communicating with others, gathering the knowledge, understand the culture of the organizations, something new about industry, so definitely, my dear friends, there is no one in the world can defeat you, right? So it's all about spending some good time with each other, with yourself. Now, when I talk about introduction, so maximum web series also improves our English. Absolutely, it does. When it is watched and in a limited time frame, it's provided you are not spending your entire life into it, so it's good to go. Okay. Now, the question that comes out here is effective communication in terms of your recruitment is concerned, right? Because we will not deviate ourselves from here. Now, when you enter in a room, there is 100% chances. The first question, 100%, the first question that will arise is, tell me something about you, who you are, introduce yourself. And trust me, when you talk about star technology, right, or you talk about any mindset of a recruiter, he is very, very, very much concerned how do you introduce yourself. And if you could handle it properly, your 20% impression is already done there. You don't have to hunt so much. I'm talking about HR1. Now, before I start, do you know what is your journey as to reach in any company? Do you know how your journey becomes? Do you know? Okay, okay. So first comes as your quantitative, th- then comes your technicals, then comes your maybe it could be sometimes it is most of the time HR, right? Now here could be like it, maybe in between sometime it can come as essay writing or email writing. Right? So that's how your journey begins. First is your quantitative. So in your quantitative test, they ask you about aptitude, right? Then it will have some verbal reasoning questions from English. They will have reasoning questions, right? So once you clear this phase, yes, absolutely, this PPT will be shared. So when this first phase is over, when this first phase is over, there could be some companies nowadays those who go for essay writings and email writing. So that's how English and their the technical part is very important. You remember the basic grammar rules, which I would also be covering in these classes. If you are interested to understand few, grammar rules, I would definitely love to share in these classes, if, only if you're interested. So give your acknowledgement if you want me to cover in these sessions. All right, Ajay. Only other than Ajay, if everybody. All right, that's pleasure is all mine. I'll do that. Okay, thank you. So the basic grammar I will cover here, and some important rules to be precise, that will help you to construct the sentences. Also, how to make, not make any grammatical mistakes while writing. So you can clear this part as well, right? Then comes technical. Technical will be the technical recruiter will ask questions from your field that you have applied for. Maybe if you have applied for data analyst, software developer, or maybe a cloud engineer, or maybe a data analyst or a business analyst, or maybe any other profile. So this person is only interested knowing your interests and your strength, and then basically from there he takes the questions forward, right? And then there could be one round wherein they can give you some codes, right? And they would ask you to write those codes. Maybe a palindrome, could be anything, because I'm not a technical person to precise you here. But they can ask you codes to write. They will give you one problem statement when would ask you, can you please make the same program, maybe using if or countif, or maybe loops, if loop, the for loop, or maybe do while or while loop, whatsoever it is. So that's how this interview is really, 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 really very important, right after this. Because here he wants to check, and here he would assess you, that how good you are to take forward, right? And then comes the HR. Now this HR is the role who would check how good you are as a human resource for this, right? Now, how good you are as a human resource, right? So now she would like to bring out the best into you. Now, maximum of our students, they do believe, if I clear these 3 rounds, this round is absolutely free of cost. No, it is a big, big myth. If you have cleared these 3 rounds, if not this, so definitely you will be in the problem, right? So now this will be handled by me. I would ensure all these criterias which are required to crack the human resource HR round, I cover in these months, and you don't face any problem. Even I would make you do this also. I'll cover this also, this part and this part. Fair enough? Fair enough, right? So this question will be handled by me. All right. If you have any apprehension, please let me know, right? Now HR will again ask you first question. Please introduce yourself. Now in this introduce yourself, I would recommend my students to not share about you yourself, like you start with myself. So we never ever start your introduction with myself. You should never start your introduction with myself. You can say, hi, my name is, or hi, this is so and so, right? No family introduction. No family introduction. Only if it is asked, then you can share. Otherwise, you are not going to talk about your family into it. Your father is this, your mother is this, your brother is this. No, they have not asked. They are not interested. They don't want to know this. If they want to, please do that. Other than this, a big no. You will include your strength in terms of your skills. You will include right, you will include your uh, interest, right, what kind of person you are, and why are you here. You can talk about your skills, strength, that is one and the same thing, right? So ma'am, do a demo by just telling, okay, I'll show you how to do it, right? For example, if somebody asks you, hi, please introduce yourself, how are you going to handle this? So first of all, a smile is very much important. A smile is really important, right? It will help you in every phase of your life, right? I'm sure the moment you use your WhatsApp to make impression on someone, that's also when a smile is required. So jokes apart, so when a smile is important, so that shows first you are confident. Second thing is you are very positive person, which is very important. How many of you like people with a with a withered face or maybe a sad face? If somebody comes to you and has a maybe a sad face, or maybe a lifeless face or a pale face, how many of you love to see them? Never. Right. So similarly, the recruiter is also a second human being, right? And he would also not love to see people with low energy and a not happy smile or not happy face. Even as a trainer, if I go very boring and with low confidence and no energy in me, I am sure you would also not like to listen me, right? So that's the reason you have to have a smile on your face, right? And a confidence, and yes, a positive mindset and body language. I'll tell you in detail in next. So yeah, so how to start it? Hi, good morning sir, or good morning ma'am. Okay, I have completed my graduation this year. I know to code where in CC++. I have knowledge of web design and I will be glad to work with you. Okay, so that's how you will be giving your introduction. That's what it is, Priyanshu. Is it the introduction? Okay, great. You have given your introduction. That's great. So it has to be precise. Hi, ma'am. How are you? Thank you so much for giving this opportunity to introduce myself to you. I am so and so a graduate in the BTech graduate from this university in 2020-22, or pursuing graduation from this particular university, and I have my strengths in technical skills. If I talk about AC, C++, or Java, wherein I have made projects into it, and I was individual who was handling this project, and I did really well into it, and I had a lot of learnings though. If I talk about my interest, people call me a positive person, because I believe wherever I want and I try to be positive, because I believe that positive nature brings a lot of happiness all around. And I want to be a person with a lot of happiness and hopes and learnings. Thank you so much here, ma'am. Is there anything that I can help you with? That Thank you so much. Now you gave the opportunity and the ball in the second code, that what else do you want to ask from me? Like, if you must have visited so many other people, they would ask you to mention your strengths, weaknesses, hobbies, a lot more. They will give you the suggestions to add on, but I refrain myself to give lot of information in one go, because recruiter will not have many questions for you. They will keep on asking questions based on statements you keep on past. So the safer side is that you speak less, let the recruiter ask you the questions. If you give lot of too many information at one go, so you can expect some questions which even you don't know how to answer. So this is the best thing, is be simple, precise. Right, I think Mr. Anandan, I gave your answer. And obviously you can mold, you can beautify your introduction yourself, right? So Mr. Anandan, I gave your answer. Yes, no, you there? All right. So when I talk about communication, so communication is also how do you is your body language, right? Body language plays very important role in your introduction. Now let me tell you how. Now how do you sit? How do you behave? It reflects from your personality how nervous you are. So when I talk about communication, so communication is not only about spoken words, it's also about your body language, your expressions, right? So expressions are also important. Your words, expressions, body language, right? And obviously your knowledge. They all are important for effective communication. And these works hand in hand. If your body language will be perfect, your expression will automatically be fine, right? There would be many people, right? There would be many people out here, those who are really not good with the expressions, right? You even can't acknowledge whether they're happy, they're not happy, their expression be very still, right? Either they're happy, they're same, they're sad, they're same, they're excited, they're same. But there are some people, those are very expressive. Right, even they're sad, you can see it from their face. If they're happy, you can see, you can observe, you can acknowledge. They're excited, whether they're really withered, shattered, every second of expression is available. So these kind of people, they make effective communication. So when you go in front of the recruiter, your all these point makes on, they leave a remark on the recruiter. So all these things should be properly handled: your body language, your spoken words, your expressions, your knowledge. Now when I talk about body language, you are not sitting at the edge of your chair, right? Your words should not be harsh, it should not be too pleasing, right? It shouldn't be too pleasing. When I say it should not be too pleasing, what do I mean by this? Okay, great. Mm-hmm. 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 Hmm. Great. Very nice. So when I say that you don't have to be too pleasing, so see, you are communicating, you are sitting in the recruiter's room to sell your skills, right? To get hired for the knowledge that you have. Okay, Tejaswini, I will help you for this, right? So you are there to for the recruiter in the recruitment room to get yourself hired for the relevant profile and the knowledge you have. But if you go too pleasing, everybody understands and they will question you that maybe your skills are not that up to the mark. That's the reason you are becoming too pleasing, right? So when you start speaking, you should be to the point. Now when I say to the point, don't become rude, right? If we ask you something, you will be yes, no, maybe, maybe not, maybe yes, absolutely yes, absolutely not, right? Recruiter is like, why are you going to the specific points? Because our trainer has told us that we can't be, too pleasing, we have to speak to the point, right? So the maybe the recruiter would not like it. So what I recommend is to the point means whatever is in asked, only answer those particular point and don't go too pleasing and on your toes to get the job. No, if you have skills, nobody else in the world can stop you, right? Like our boys, they if they tend to see a beautiful HR sitting in front of them, and would ask you, okay, can you talk about your weaknesses, right? And your trainer has already trained you that do not share your weaknesses at any point in time. You would share hundreds of your weaknesses just because she smiled and asked you few questions, right? You will list 100 of weaknesses in you, and she will be smiling and saying, okay, my HR will get back to you shortly, and my dear friends, that HR will never get back to you, right? So hold your emotions before you reach to any recruitment room. So jokes apart, nothing personal, just to make it emphasize that no matter what kind of how and what is being asked, just be focused to what is being asked and answer those ways out. Expressions should be very very much controlled, very much controlled. Before you speak, this works before before you bring anything into the notice. How many of you agree to this? Before you speak, this speaks a lot, right? If you're sad, you can play with the words but not with the expressions. If you're confident, it's visible on your face, right? If you're not confident, that is also visible. If you are helpless, that is also visible. So when you are in the recruiter's room and you're saying, oh, I'm confident, and your face is like, just you want to run away from this place, this will not help you out. So definitely your expressions plays a very important role out here. So do control them. It's very much necessary. Knowledge obviously is with the it plays a very important role in your selection process. Now, Tejaswini, I'm coming back to your question that you say that your communication skills are not very great. Please don't call a word called weak. There is nothing weak in you. It's just they are not polished. I am a person who never say this person is useless. I never use these strong words like, I don't know this. I am bad in this. I have areas of improvements which every second person would have, right? I have no rights to call any person maybe a bad, or maybe maybe he doesn't know this. No, everybody is unique, right? So want to polish your communication skills. So how do you do it, Tejaswini? It's interact with more of people. I'm sure you will be a person who is an introvert, I believe, Tejaswini, if I'm correct. Are you an introvert? Yes, that's the reason. The maximum people, those who are introvert, they would face these issues because they don't interact with people much. That's the reason they keep everything in themselves, and that falls across the lack of confidence as well. Whereas you will always notice the people who talks more, they always have, they're extroverts and they're very good at communication skills, and even then their confidence is very high, right? So interact with more of people. If you are a student, try to give, ma'am, why am I not properly speaking in front of many people? Because Nihar, you are a person. First, let me give the answer to Tejaswini, then I'll come back to you. And Tejaswini, what you need to do is, if you are a student, try to give maximum presentations. Try to give maximum presentations, make one or two, and we take participation, right? Be a part of anchoring, be a part of group discussions, right? Maybe any activity that happens in your college. If you are a college going student, I don't know whether you are, right? So these activities will definitely help you out, right? To be a effective communicator, that's for sure. Now, Nihar, like your question was, why don't you speak, in front of many people? Because you believe that if I go wrong, people will make fun of me. That's a you know biggest thing that happens is, many of us, we underestimate ourselves, and we live for others. You know this. We live for others. How do we live for others? If I want to buy a pen, or if I want to buy a car, I would be like, if I buy only 3 lakh car, what others will think? That I am a poor enough to buy 3 lakhs car. Why not to buy something like between 10 to 15 lakhs, right? If I speak English in front of him, he will believe, he will or she will feel that I'm pretending or I'm showing it off, right? So she will make fun of me with her friends. If I want to dance, what people will think? Is she mad? She is dancing. If I want to sing, what my friends will think? How bad she sings. So my entire life is dependent on what others will think, right? And if you spend the entire life in thinking how people will think and people have judgments for you, then when will you do something for yourself, Nihar? Correct? So nobody comes perfect, neither me nor you, right? We all are here to improve. So do your best and stop making any conclusion about yourself. Do your best. Yes, find people, those who motivate you, not demotivate you. Find out people, those who bring the best in you. Find out people who can give you the proper acknowledgement, feedback, and areas of your improvement. And I'm sure in 3 months you will be a better version of yourself. Now, Arshad says, hello, ma'am. When I prepared well for the interview, but at that point of time, asked me the question, the answer in my mind, but I did not communicate with it. Why it happened was, Arshad, lack of practice. You know the answers, but it doesn't come out because we have never used them. For example, my one of my friends, Priyanshu, has also asked for, ma'am, my vocabulary is not strong. Your vocabulary is not very strong, Priyanshu, because we don't spend good time speaking in good English, right? How? Now, for example, if somebody, I always praise that person. Why not to find out the synonym? I adore that person, right? Why my meal is not converted into grub? Can I change a meaning of pleasing to alluring? So if you start finding the synonyms of the similar words, it will help you to gather good, strong vocabulary, and at least try to frame it out in 5 to 6 sentences in that particular 2 days. And if you could use that single word in 2 to 3 sentences and use it for 2 3 consecutive days, your vocabulary will be very very much stronger, right? For example, imbibe, right? Then you can use, why not to inculcate or combine it together? Why don't you imbibe it all together? So this is one of the examples of how can you stronger your vocabulary. Ma'am, I speak fluently when I am speaking with myself, but when I conversion with other people, because this is your body goes on automation. Your body go in automatic mode wherein you believe that you underestimate yourself, and you get conscious, because whenever you are yourself, you have the acceptance that you are speaking to yourself. But when this conversation happens with the second person, you become judgmental whether what I will be doing or not. It happens subconsciously, right? This happens subconsciously. So in your conscious subconscious mind, you have to believe and accept yourself that whatever you are saying is right. So I will share one story with you. That's my story, right? And I'm sure it will be interesting and inspiring for you. I never knew that it will be inspiring for anybody, but that happened. Are you willing to listen? So I tell you, when I was in my graduation of BCA, right? And it's very interesting. When I was in my graduation of BCA, okay, Abhishek, you don't want to listen? Okay, I don't mind sharing them, right? But I'm sure it will be interesting to know, right? So my coordinator, right? She asked me to. I was a fresher. It was my second day of the college, and one of my friends, she gave my name as the anchor of that particular evening in the freshers party. And I was a super introvert person who never used to communicate people, because I never used to have a lot of friends of mine. So I was not a very good communicator, to be very very honest. So she gave my name without my acknowledgement, and my coordinator called me up that today evening 5 o'clock you have to present anchoring in front of the dignitaries and everybody, and just don't waste your time and go there. So because the coordinator has instructed, then how can I say no? So I was in my lab, and then I was preparing the script from googling how to start, and I had all fear because I have never ever standed, any time, on the stage. So I wrote everything on the pen and paper, and then I by giving 100 of rehearsals, I went to the stage, right? And the moment I saw every person out there, almost 500 people were facing out me, right? It gave me anxiety. My hands were shivering, my legs were shivering, and what to do next? Everybody was listening to me, everybody was watching to me, then what to do next? Then I started reading the paper, and then somehow Saraswati Vandana happened, and after that everything vanished from my eyes. Even I couldn't read what is there in the newspaper. I was so nervous. So what clicked in my mind was, I switched off the mic and I wanted some time to come back. So I switched off the mic and called the technical team that the mic is not working, right? So the technical team came, and then they fixed the mic, and they switched it on. They were like, just nothing happened, you forget to switch on the mic. Meanwhile, I was in the green room. I got to understand from where I have to go, right? And I started my journey all again. So it's all about the first time it happened. And since then, you're right, since then I never turned back, and yeah, it happened from that day. Now, how can you improve your communications in public speaking is, nowadays, college also, and even there are inter colleges, you know uh, there are a lot of platforms these days, those who give for open mic competitions. And there are maybe, the group discussions. There are many webinars that happens. You can participate into that, be the volunteer, present yourself, and I'm sure you will be able to be the best person out there, and you will be able to improve your communication skills and public speaking. Sometimes my body shiver and words fumble while speaking in front of many people, even though it's not the first time. Why is it so? It's just because of nervousness and not proper preparations, right? And sometimes people do have a phobia of facing people, right? So this is something that we cannot deny the fact, and everything comes with the practice. So what best I would suggest you is, whenever you are facing people, rather facing people's face first, right? Face the wall in front of you, or maybe the heads of people, rather than facing their eyes, right? If you face the head or the wall in front of you, it will give you the confidence. Meanwhile you are comfortable in that particular place, then probably you can come back and again start, right? So Jadav, that will again help you out to not fumble, and your body will not shiver, right? Insecurity, I don't know why this insecurity comes from. It's just because when you keep somebody up, then this insecurity comes in. If you think whatever you are doing is right and you are good enough in yourself, then properly, probably this insecurity feeling doesn't come to any person that ways out. Any other question that I left? Any question that I left? Any point of time? So for improving the vocabulary, you can read newspaper called this one. I just forgot. It's Hindustan Times. It is one of the good newspapers. And if nowadays newspapers, nowadays the technology is there. Hindus, yes, it's also good, right? Hindus is good. Yes, actually it was Hindu. So you have the applications available in the Play Store. You can download them, and you can play with those new words, wherein they give you the prefix and the suffix, how to make several words with one word. Like for example, if there is a theist is a person who believes in God, right? I'll give you one example out here how to improve it. For example, there is one root word called theist means the one who believes in God. If I use a prefix here, it becomes the person who doesn't believe in God, right? If I give you the word called file is my root word here. File is a root word out here. File means love. If I give you the another word, that means biblio. I'm sure you all know what is biblio. Biblio means book. So bibliophile is the one who books love, who is a love who loves book, right? Now theophile, the one who loves God, right? So that's how you can frame out, you can find out some root words and then prefix suffix. That's how you build in the vocabulary, and you can enrich yourself into it. Also, yes, one of my friends during my conversation told that series helps you a lot. So definitely yes, when you when you read, when you see, or when you watch a series, right? So there you see the subtitles out there. So definitely you will find wonderful words, wonderful sentences, some good, I would say, what you call them, you know, even there are a lot of things that is very very fruitful for you to learn, especially people those who want to enrich their skills in terms of communications and English vocabulary, right? So that's very important for everybody to know. Okay, meanwhile I would like to announce that tomorrow again you will be having your session from 10 to 11:30. So do join this class again at 10 tomorrow, right? Good evening, ma'am. Weber here. Whenever I face stage with present preparation, I find so fearful that without preparation, why, ma'am? I find unable to talk in particular bounded word format. Okay. Stage with preparation. Okay. So, 10 morning, yes. Weber, here what happens is, Before you go to the stage, first do one rehearsal for yourself, right? And if you do it twice, I am sure this is something which will not be in you. Second thing that I would like to bring it out here is, now you have cell phones in you with you, right? You have front camera, so whenever you are all alone in your room, so buy yourself maybe a tripod, or maybe a camera holder, right? Keep it there and try to make your own presentation, because you are your best friend, and try to be as loud as you want to be. Try to give maximum of your body language, play with your voice, play with your syllables, play with your words, and record yourself, right? After you record yourself, just see what is lacking. Maybe you are looking here and there the most, maybe you are shivering the most. So if you practice this for about a month, because I know nothing comes in one day, right? Even I did not become a trainer in one day, right? It needs a lot of dedication, it's need a lot of learnings, right? It's in the morning 10 o'clock tomorrow, right? So if you perform this activity for about a month and keep you giving yourself proper evaluation, proper feedback is considered, in a month you will see a tremendous change in yourself, Weber. Yes, you will get these recorded sessions for sure, Ramvikas, for sure, right? So Weber, are you comfortable with the answer that you got? All right, any other question? You're most welcome, any day, right? Ma'am, share this PDF also. I will share this PDF, nothing to be worried about. You're most welcome. And most of very important thing that I would like to share is, if you want to be a communicator, or you want to improve your English, one thing is a key, right? It's just practice, my dear friends. Without any mind lock or any deadlock, just keep practicing. And if you could practice, and if you promise yourself for about a month that you would do the best, there is nobody who can stop you. Start reading good books. That's again a very important point to be an effective communicator, because it will enrich you with quality of the knowledge, right? For example, you have many books, right? If you read them, you will not only find good words, but you will find out good writing skills. Also, you will have enriched knowledge, what to speak, how to speak, and also it gives you a life experience, it gives you maturity, it will give you a lot of insight, my dear friends, because nowadays what is missing is in the students is maturity, is right. If you could focus on these things, so definitely it will give you good strength to understand things better and perform better in your life, right? May I know, good listener is good speaker, but I am struggling to listen with full concentration. Because Ram Vikas, what happens is, when we become good listeners, uh, you're struggling to listen with full concentration, because you what happens is, when you try to concentrate, maybe here maximum people out here will agree to me, we are night hunters, riders. If you have exam maybe after a week, so maybe 2 days prior you will start understanding the syllabus first, gathering notes, and one night before you will complete the entire studies. Correct me if I'm wrong. I have been as a student, I passed out as a student, so I know how it happens, right? So when you are into the listening mode, what happens is, subconsciously our mind is diverted to something we are very much interested. This is very deep. For example, your cell phone is your biggest enemy, right? If you want to concentrate something on, your subconscious brain is focusing, is there any notification in my phone? I posted one picture on Facebook. How many likes would I have got? Nowadays, Facebook is obsoleted Insta. I posted one story. How many of them have liked it? I'm waiting for one of my special friend. Did she see it or not? Right. So when these kind of activities, these kind of events, they keep running in your mind subconsciously, that's the reason we are not able to concentrate on one thing for more than 5 minutes. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ramvikas. So when you are in present in one situation, focus out there, believe that this is your present moment and I have to do justice with it. If you do that, so definitely you will get the best out of it, right? And your concentration power will also improve. Also, I would recommend everybody here at least devote yourself for 15-20 minutes of meditation. If you, right, okay, if you dedicate yourself to meditate for at least for about 10-15 minutes daily, it will not only help you in improving your concentration power, it will also help you to improve your immunity. It will help you to remember so many things. It will help you to how to control your anger, right? Because nowadays most of my youth is facing issues in how to handle your anger, stress, anxieties. These are the common issues that my dear friends are facing across. So 10-15 minutes of daily meditation will help you out with all these problems of anxiety, stress, negative emotions, a lot of stressful situation, anger, hatred, overthinking. All these problems will be resolved if you devote yourself for 15-20 minutes of meditation. Trust me on this, and you will see that how you are improving as a person. Correct. Ma'am, he asked the same question which I had since very long. Okay, Weber, glad. Ma'am, how to work on your speaking grammar? Because on writing, we used to have a choice of thinking and writing. We make words and put the sentence, how to improve them. Okay. So, Sandeep, that way is first, you need to understand only the basic grammar, which is your past, present, and future. If you can remember them all and understand these better, vowels and your past, present, future, if you can work on every in any of these, so trust me, you will have a good command of your grammar, because you will make mistakes maybe in first few weeks, but later it will be improved. And yes, reading is plays will play a very important role, right? So more you speak, you will understand, here I made mistake, here I did not want to use the second form, had is not used. So these all mistakes will only come to you when you have the sense of grammar, right? And if you use them for about 2-3 months, I'm sure you will be doing the wonderful job out here, right? Any question again? Any other question for me? Any question? Okay. Ma'am, for improving the communication, please share any kind of website to practice. Taruna, there is no website to practice your communication skills. Is just record yourself, or maybe you can have a group of people, those who want to communicate with each other. Make a group, right, and start sharing your videos. Take the feedback. I'm sure that group is not to tease anybody but to promote everybody. You can have a group like that. There are various events that happen. You can participate on those group discussions, stand up, maybe commentaries, or maybe you can be a part of TED talks really work well for every student, so you can even see, watch, and can be a part of those. And there are certain parliament rounds. You can be a participation there, and you can learn there also. After the grammar of P and PF, I have to look after the grammar of, yes, present, past, future. Even I will teach Sandeep, don't worry. Okay, thank you so much, Madhavi. Any English series or movies to understand? See, every Urvashi, any series that you would like to watch, yes, obviously, of that makes sense. You can watch them. Just don't focus on the series. Just focus on the subtitles that is being mentioned out here, because there you also learn humor. You will learn good words, structure of the sentences, good formation of the sentences that ways out. Ma'am, we may use IEL preparation communication application. Yes, you can. That will solve the both the purposes altogether. It will help you to prepare for IELTS also, right? And it will help you to communicate that ways also, because IELTS is all about LSRW: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Okay. Doctor Strange. Yes, you can. Right. So, anything else that I can help you with for today? So I hope this session bring you got you a lot of insight of how to speak good English, be an effective communicator, right? Right. I am more than happy. So let me give you one task for today, which my friends have to do it. There is one email ID which is feedback dot mentor MUTTR mentor MENTOR buddy at the rate of gmail.com. So you all are going to share your introduction here, right? Everybody, right? So you all have to share your email ID, which is at feedback.mentorsbuddy at the rate of gmail.com. So you will share your introduction out here. This is your assignment for today, which you have to do it anyways out, right? With no excuse, right? And let's meet tomorrow. Let me tell you the agenda for tomorrow. What are we going to cover tomorrow? Tomorrow we will be covering pronunciation practice, right? So this is also, it will bring a lot of clarity in your mind, how to be clear, how to be vocal when you start speaking good English. Tomorrow classes are from 11 a.m. to 11:30, sure, right? Yes, absolutely, right. So let's meet tomorrow, 10 o'clock sharp. So till then, yes, 10 to 11:30, correct, Mansi, right? So don't miss these classes, and do submit your homework on the mentioned email ID, right? What is the task? Your task is to write down your introduction in the Word file and submit it on the mentioned email ID, so that I can check, correct, and see what you have done. If there is any improvement is to be done, I will all let you know, correct? So this is a task for everybody tomorrow. Stay tuned and have a healthy life today. Sleep well, enjoy your weekend, and have a safe safe life with your family today. Ma'am, can you please confirm a level 2? I am very wrong person to answer this question, but I will convey to the management. They'll get back to you for this. Can you repeat the task? You have to write one introduction on Word file, submit it to the email ID I have shared, right? And submit it out there. I will give the feedbacks on the same. Your introduction, that's all. Can I get tomorrow? Yes, obviously, I guess you will be getting the recorded sessions in a days or so, right? Okay. Anything else that I can help you with for today? All right. So thank you so much. I hope this session brings a lot of insight in you. Can I have a short feedback here in the chat box? Did you like today's session? Yes, no, maybe? Wonderful. Wonderful. Even I enjoyed every second minute spent here, right? And enjoyed this session thoroughly. So till then, okay, my voice is beautiful. Okay, thank you so much for this, compliment. Great, everyone. Stay safe. Let's meet tomorrow, 10, right? Till then, be safe with your family. Enjoy, right? Okay, bye bye. Good night. Good night. Bye bye. Take care.